Good evening, everyone. I've got my colleague Roxana as well. So, in recent years, tax avoidance and evasion by multinational operations and the super rich have been recognized nationally and internationally as a scandal. The Panama Papers put this on the agenda for the EU, the OECD, the G7, and others. Sadly, it turns out that a corporate spokesman saying we fully comply with the law too often means we have a complex scheme to circumvent the law and has not yet been declared illegal by regulators and the courts. Our campaign team, the Fair Work, shall I get closer? Okay, is that better? Right, so we have a very complex situations with the Fair Work campaign as well, because our Fair Work team believes a comparable scandal exists in relation to employment law. Parliament did not legislate to change the contracts is now widespread. Indeed, from our discussions with large local employers, we know that many are under competitive pressure to follow suit, even when they believe it is wrong and very likely bad for their businesses in the long run. They still use those contracts. These cowboy practices have dire human consequences, as we know from our experience and from our survey that was devised and shared by my colleague Roxana. She will share three of the stories or the comments that were reiterated in the survey.
Okay, so one of the comments was, as a contract worker, I do not have any rights, no right of appeal if the contract is terminated, or a tribunal. Also, no sick or holiday pay. Even after years, the contract can be terminated by an email or without warning. You cannot run a house on this, and 0 hours means you cannot apply for a mortgage or other things. It disrupts your lifestyle. My husband was also going to work when he was really ill because he had no sickness cover. This impact out of the blue termination was horrible. On the personal level, it left me feeling humiliated, angry, and helpless. It also impacted the family financially.
We do recognize that for those with skills and creative careers, contracts in the gig economy can offer considerable advantages in return for more limited employment rights. But for people short on skills, work experience, and alternatives, these are not contracts freely entered. They are a last resort. They bring a life of constant insecurity, stress, and humiliation. So the team, the Fair Work team, decided that there is a dire need for a Fair Work charter for contractors. We know this is very ambitious. We are working with responsible local employers to set out what this charter should examine and contain. We are bringing into the dialogue those who have been on the wrong end of sharp practices and who have been living insecurely for years, even in the same posting.
We are asking you candidates that if you are elected, would you attend a meeting with major employers in Milton Keynes and to meet with us so that we can hear from you directly about efforts by the government to prevent bad practices in contracting, and so that you can hear from us about how Citizens' campaign is going locally and nationally.